Hi, I'm Edward Pierce. I'm the lighting designer for A Streetcar Named Desire at the Broadhurst Theatre.
I'm Eugene Lee. I'm the set designer for Streetcar Named Desire on Broadway. I'm from Wisconsin, and I wanted to always be a set designer. I've always been a set designer. I've never really gone looking for work. People just call me.
I met Eugene 1995 or 6 on a production of Ragtime, and I was working, collaborating with Jules Fisher and Peggy Eisenhower on the lighting design of the original production of Ragtime. The lighting design of Streetcar is certainly inspired first by the architecture of what Eugene has done in the scenic design. Especially when the design took a really fantastic turn when the two of us were sitting in the back of the Broadhurst and realized that we really don't see much higher than about 12 or 13 feet up on the proscenium.
If you sit under the mezzanine, sometimes you can't see very high. The proscenium is this high, but you don't see that high because the mezzanine is here and cuts it off. So you see it kind of like letterbox. You can only, if this is 24 feet high, you can only see 12 or 13 feet high.
Emily Mann, the director, often referred to it as a pressure cooker. And because it's so hot in New Orleans and the heat, it really plays a part in the storytelling. Just being able to shrink the overhead world down and bring the lighting closer really helped with that kind of pressure cooker feeling. On the stage right side of the set design, there's some beautiful banged up shutters that lead off to perhaps a little courtyard or eventually to the street. And for me, it was really the motivation of where the main light for this room would enter.
We found a bed out in California, but they eventually proved to be too costly or too crazy. I couldn't decide what. And so they found a bed in New York. And the prop girl working on this was terrific. Had this built in her shop, a little table. There's a little ice box back there. I got that from the prop shop, tossed it in the back of my Volvo and drove it to the shop one day, along with this little piece that came. We found southern yellow pine, makes a nice floor, not too costly.
Tennessee writes at the top of every scene rather specifically about what time of day it is, what it feels like. The characters refer to it often. Time of day is really important. Each scene, each of the 11 scenes, is carefully crafted as far as what the color palette is and where it is within time. So the first scene, 6 p.m., Stanley's coming home. The second scene's a day later, a little later in the evening, but then turns into the poker night at 2 a.m. All of that is really motivated coming through the stage right side of the set. We really wanted to understand where this tenement building was in relation to the quarter.
It's like they're living in a tenement, I mean, other research showed black families living in these houses, before they were restored.
Just off stage, just across the street, are the clubs, the bars, the jazz music. The street is lined with neon lights and street lamps, and that often those lights invade this space and kind of break through the more naturalistic light that would be coming from the sun or so forth. But that, especially in the nighttime scenes, you get some of that jazz life injected, and certainly in the transitions.
This was a really fun project, I mean, the shop that built it enjoyed doing it. The painters who painted it, they said to me it was a husband and wife team, scenic artists. And they said they've been painting for 30 years. It's the first time they actually took a picture of the set for themselves because they were so happy with the paint job, which was pretty amazing, actually, So what can one say? It's great. It's just a great business, I personally am happy just to get up every day.